Hello friends, welcome to our AIS Facebook platform again. Today I am talking about Ayurvedic Vibrational Healing Chakra Sparsha therapy, which at AIS we are again going to offer in 3 levels of this course. Now, there are few questions has come up since we sent our information about this course and lot of enthusiastic therapists, various practitioners related with Ayurveda or other therapists. They have shown the interest, but they also ask few questions about it. So I thought it is better for me to collectively respond to those questions. The first question which has been asked by many practitioners, that's what I can say, that why you put so much emphasis on a therapist's lifestyle and therapist balanced state. Why you are so much interested in my life? Whatever is happening around me, it is my issue. I totally agree with all of you. Your life is your own responsibility. What is happening in your life, you are the one who's going to deal with and face with. But when it relates within a therapy which I am responsible to teach, I have a moral, ethical, and my responsibility towards my master who has given me this gift of chakra balancing therapy in which various components are involved. And his first thing was very foremost, which he put focus on. He said 2 things, that make sure when you offer this therapy to any client, you must keep your lifestyle at every level in a much more balanced state. And if at any stage you want to teach this therapy to other, because he mentioned very clear to me at that time, and I'm talking about the period of 1977, when after my graduation I visited him to seek his blessing. And his first thing was that make sure when you start teaching it, and he also made it very clear, don't start teaching straight away. First of all, must practice in your own practice so that you can see, are you capable of offering this therapy to the practitioner, to the client, and observe them, what benefit they can get. And when you feel confident, you would like to offer it. And that's where I have to make clear when I'm trying to offer this course. And in this whole span of 45 years of my practice, since I graduated, I'm only offering this now third time, because teaching this course is not an easy task for anyone if they really want to be honest to their teaching, honest to the principle associated with the teaching, because as a Ayurvedic doctor, we do learn these all therapies or understanding on those components which are involved in this therapy, but we don't have that in-depth understanding that how this whole learning can be put into a complete treatment package for our client. And that's where I feel so much blessed that my master offered me this as a very big surprise to me. I was never even expecting that, and never even know that he is thinking on those lines at any stage. So whatever he has shared with me and to talk to me, I am offering that through that course information, that individual's lifestyle, individual's diet, individual's state of mind are very important while learning this treatment, and then my guidance to them that while you start offering, you should adhere to those principles. So, reason behind that, what is the reason? Reason is very simple. When you are coming for learning of such a profound therapy, if you are not physically, mentally, emotionally stable, you will not be able to understand and experience the impact and the benefit of the treatment, because each attendee has to go through of learning as well as experiencing this treatment in the giving and experience on themselves, so that they can see what exactly different levels can make an impact on the individual client who is coming to your clinic. Hence, that advice to all of you to restrain from certain activities, making sure the understanding of the food and lifestyle is very much clear to all attendees. And I hope that most of you who are keen or who show their interest to learn this therapy, they already understand certain Ayurvedic and Vedic non-physical aspect and how they get impacted by the qualities and the characteristics of the diet and the lifestyle, what we live, and how those things can make our thoughts cloudy, how much that can impact on my body. So when an individual is not in balanced state, you need to understand and observe how you're going to pick up every component. And I'm not there only to have you and have your money there to learn this part. That's not my focus, and never has been. But in this particular course and therapy, that is the prime focus. Hence, we advise everyone that you must restrain from certain activities. Predominantly your lifestyle and food should revolve around these qualities, so that you come within a clear focus that whatever I am going to learn, I must learn it in its totality, and then able to adhere to that learning, and then able to offer that learning. So that's the reason behind that. When you are in your own clinic, I am not there. I hope once you start experiencing the value of the treatment, you will slowly understand and slowly adhere to those principles. That's what I can expect. Now the second question get asked by many, that why you are all the time talking about this Ayurvedic Vibrational Chakra Sparsha healing therapy being so unique and specific. Again, as I mentioned, in all the times when we talk about different learning components, that there is nothing new in what we are talking, because everyone who is associated with Vedic philosophy, yogic philosophy, Ayurvedic principle, they all understand that non-physical aspects play a huge role in our well-being. And in those non-physical aspects, we talk about all our 5 senses, 5 action organs, our mind, our soul, and then our 7 chakras, which are the root components of this whole body. But at the same time, when we are reading those aspects, in all our ancient texts and all our Puranas from where we gather this information, it has been very clearly mentioned. Whether we take it or not take it, that is an individual call. That your lifestyle, your diet, your thoughts must be clear, pure, calm, stable. And they give the reasoning for that. And that is what if we talk about our yoga, because yoga is the one component of all these Vedic philosophy which has come to our learning as a first part, if I talk about purely on the Western world where we are currently directly involved with. And in Ayurveda, it has been very clearly identified that your lifestyle, your diet, your environmental factor, mental, emotional factors play a huge role in your learning. But as we all know, and no hesitation in sharing all the time, that 99% time we get caught up in just learning about the asanas. While asanas still give us so much benefit, but we do understand that what asanas do, and then just sitting with ourselves and assessing ourselves. No one need to tell those people. They can assess that when on a one hand I'm trying to purify my various channels, various nadis and various organs, and on the other side I keep filling those channels and those organs with all those incompatible components. What is happening in my life? We all can be our own judge. Nothing to worry about someone telling me. Same way, many who associated with the various energy treatments, again in yogic component, one another part is associated what we call as Kundalini, and in Kundalini directly involved with our 7 chakras. And now those who want to go there, they all know whether they apply it when they start practice or whether they apply it when they want to teach it, that they have read, they have gathered that information from their teacher, that purity of your own life, the groundwork, all the prerequisite which you have to do before you start even going to that level where you start talking about the Kundalini. Because in Kundalini Yoga, we all know that directly chakras involvement and the 3 main nadis involvements are there, and how we can expect that if my body has so much impurities which is coming due to my day-to-day lifestyle and the diet and the mental and emotional factor and my activities, which can be all the time depleting my ojas, how I can have that experience. So these are some components which every one of us has to self-evaluate. But sometimes that self-evaluation does not come because of the ignorance, or we can say, I don't even know about that. Hence it is important for me to share all these things very clearly, subtly to everyone, that if you are coming for learning of this powerful tool, you must consider that that is where your lifestyle should be. And then the other very important part is, when we talk about that, what is so unique in this therapy? And as I shared with you, that while it will be this therapy working through the chakras, the 7 chakras, which are our base part, which are our foundation, but then other associated components are having the same importance in stabilizing them. Hence, just having a therapy in which just the different colors are involved, or different sound being created by having that ball, what you nowadays call as Buddha ball, and creating the various vibrations and thinking that one's chakra will be opening. I won't make any comment, but those who does that, they need to sit back and think that what for they do, what they get out of it, and then how their client feel or what they get out of it. And some of you might say, hang on, I have experienced that kind of ding-dong balls and I feel so good. Right? I agree, no question. But again, talk to your inner conscious that for how long you got that benefit and why you're still suffering from the problems which you are talking to me as a client today, that these are my suffering. If you have already experienced that treatment and you feel it has really helped me, then you should not be sitting in front of me and talking about these issues. And that is the reason that when we do a segmental component, which will be fragmented in itself anyway, and then the benefit is not there at all, or even if, because it's related with your mind part, which we relate directly with the Ayurvedic psychology, Vedic psychology. So to certain level you might feel that I am getting benefit, but in reality it's only on a superficial level, and after in a week or 10 days or 1 month you are back into the same darkness. Hence, it is something for you as a client need to sit and talk about, and then those practitioners who try to offer such a treatment, which they themselves know that is not really going to help deep down my client. But again, it's not a criticism to anyone's way of dealing, because there are so many practitioners, or if we talk about on a physical level, there are so many practitioners out in the market who not practicing Ayurveda, and they have different kind of modalities to practice where their focus is on different kind of supplement to give to their client, and their client still feel so much good, which is obvious, because if you are supplementing, say if your gut is in trouble and gut is not producing your hydrochloric acid, and someone has given you hydrochloric acid powder to take after each meal, you will feel good anyway. But then you know that you are slave of that powder whole your life, but at the same time it is going to cause more and more complication down the track. But that is not something we all the time try to think or look at. We only face problem when they are in front of me. And that's where we take advantage of such things and keep those clients to follow those kind of aspects. Whether we give them a paleo diet, or whether we give them a protein dominant diet or something, which again have their own benefit, but the way we give them, and they give them more and more processed protein to take, and in the form of different smoothies and other things, which we all know how they cause. So not going too much into the physical part, what I'm trying to share, that such things will be always out in the market. But what we are offering at our this Ayurvedic Vibrational Chakra Sparsha healing therapy is that complete treatment, which first of all is not so much currently, I can assure you, throughout the world is prevalent. But yes, because this is a knowledge which is in our ancient text, and many might be understanding and offering at some level, but one level of our this whole treatment plan and therapy, which I can confidently share with you, that when we talk about on the level 3 course, the type of the special formulation which has been given by Master, they are still till date has not been used by any practitioner for the benefit of the client, and hence my thought and my desire is that we can produce such practitioners, such therapists who can take this knowledge and pass on help to such people who need these deep treatment. Not to question anyone who might be offering different sort of therapies, different level of healing, but when you are able to have that complete package and learning, you will be in a better position to help your client. And that is why I offer this course and focus on for our Ayurvedic practitioners. And the reason why Ayurvedic practitioner, because they already, I hope, they already have that level of lifestyle, which is the pre-requirement or prerequisite, this is how we say, to a certain extent. That I can assure you. I think this is what we always say, no? Work in progress. So many, I know that I meet so many yogic practitioners who are wonderful, but there is still work in progress. But then they are at that level that where they can understand the reasoning behind all these principles, and then they can easily turn around. Because getting someone from the dark situation to a bit light is always going to be difficult. But bringing from light to brightness is not that difficult. And that is why my request here from this platform is to those Ayurvedic practitioners who have graduated from AIS, or they are still in their learning part, or are in a process of completing their courses which we offer, that if possible you should learn this therapy. It is a very profound therapy which you might not feel that I want to offer tomorrow, because it, as I said, it takes a while for you to take and sink in deep down. But once you know the therapy, you know that I can use this tool. And why it is so important nowadays to talk about this therapy, because what you see, which I have shared many times, that while people are becoming more and more aware about their certain factors of the diet and lifestyle factors for their physical manifestations, but still in today's world, the problems which are becoming more and more prominent now are mental and emotional issues, which people put under the mental health issues. And then again the same process has started happening as always has been for the physical imbalances, that masking them with one tablet or one product or something like that. Same is on these issues. No one is guiding, no one is helping them that how they start looking at the bigger picture, how they can start looking at the root cause of those problems. And that's where this, our therapy, help you as a practitioner to learn all these components, absorb it, and then offer them at an appropriate time. Not everything to offer in a one go. That is what you will learn in this course, that how you can structure this plan for your client. At what level I can start getting into giving these complete treatment. And in treatment also, how I will structure the different levels. what stage is where those powerful formulations will be used. So that all is what this course is all about, and why we have 3 different levels of this course which one need to learn. And then on top of that, the other aspect, as I shared, once we will have practitioner out in the market with this knowledge, then naturally client will also start getting more and more aware that for such level of my problems and imbalances, I need a deeper understanding and deeper sort of treatment rather than just doing those superficial components. And this way they can feel more confident. And this is what I always try to share based on my knowledge as an Ayurvedic doctor, that apart from running your practice, you all have a social and moral responsibility to safeguard the therapy, what you are practicing. And because in this part of the world, means in Western world, we still have Ayurvedic medicine, which is one of the most profound and most complete approach to well-being, which everyone except WHO has given recognition to Ayurveda for such a long time, and they totally talk about that this complete holistic approach need to be a part of the mainstream. But again, WHO has their own restrictions, and then each country have their own restriction, and that's why it is still not coming to that level where it can help billions and billions of people who are suffering from various kind of problems. And if it can become a part and parcel along with the mainstream medicine, because again, as I always from every platform share, we cannot ignore the mainstream medicine at the moment, what we call as Western medicine. It has its own role, but then we all know that how many big gaps that medicine has. So it has to work in a way together, but till the day it is not streamlined, it is the responsibility for all of us who associate with this science that we safeguard it. At every platform we try to share with our client the right approach of Ayurvedic program, rather than again getting influenced with that how you can focus them mixing your different herbs in different leaves and giving them the name of this kind of treatment or this kind of treatment, sometime Nirgundi leaf treatment, or sometime different banana leaves or some other kind of leaves. They all have their own value, but again, segmental and fragmental treatment does not work. But then, saying so, human psychology is such that we always want to follow in an easy path. We never want to go on that path which they know that it will ultimately take me to the top of my destination. But they recognize that there are so many hard steps and they want to skip those hard steps. But I always have shared with my student, you don't need to get carried away with these kind of approaches just because you think these are easy way to gain success. That sort of success does not last longer. Hence, you must practice the right principle which you are learning, whether it is body work, whether it is pathological issue, whether it is the diagnostic issues what we talk about, and in the same way the subject which we are talking for today, this Ayurvedic Vibrational Chakra Sparsha healing therapy, you should learn it in its totality so that you can experience the benefit yourself and then offer to your client also. So when you see them getting out of that darkness, you will feel so much good in yourself, and that is itself as a reward. And that's the only reason I am feeling that it's time for me to share this knowledge so that I can leave it in hand of various practitioners who can protect it, who can offer it in a correct way, and this therapy can make changes in many people's life, which is becoming more and more important now than it was in those 70s when my master given me this gift. Today, the need of that therapy has become so profound, and hence I feel whatever time is with me, I would like to offer this treatment as a learning part through my students so that they can take it further. I hope I have given you the reasoning why this therapy, this whole package is unique, why you should learn it, and why your own lifestyle is important to be in a balance. If anyone has any question, I am always ready to discuss with them, because my role at no stage, many think that I criticize other people. That's not the way to think, but I can't help that. My role is to make them even aware that what they are offering, there is something more they can look at and then learn much more deeper. Whatever they have already learned, it can help to get much more deeper. And then those who are suffering, for them also I try to explain that if you have not got benefit from this Ayurvedic and learning or the treatment, it does not mean that this is what Ayurveda is. Ayurveda is a complete approach. Hence you must go to those practitioners who follow traditional Ayurvedic principles but in their complete totality and in reality. Those practitioners who try to alter it just for the sake of quick outcome, that's not real Ayurveda. And this being a very unique and profound Ayurvedic learning of Chakra Sparsha healing, the outcome for that is the same. When you will experience this treatment through the right practitioner, you can get the benefit. Hence, I'm trying to give you my mobile number. So if anyone has any question, don't hesitate to directly contact me. I'm in New Zealand. My number is 0064 2191 3625. I'm always ready to talk to anyone very clearly without any reservations. Thanks everyone.